Hi everyone, Aaron here for Zollotech, and Apple released iOS 11.4 beta 4 a few days ago. I've been using it on these two devices, my iPhone 10 and my 10.5-inch iPad Pro. Now on the iPad Pro, it's been pretty good. If I rotate it this way, the one problem I had was I was scrolling just before starting this video. I had no problems, and then I'd scroll from side to side and it'd slow down and stutter. I haven't had any other issues with it whatsoever on the iPad side except for the scrolling, and this is a 120 hertz display. You should never have that. The ProMotion display should be super smooth and fluid all the time, and it wasn't, and that is the one issue I had on this particular one. Now with the iPhone 10, there's a couple bugs throughout it, and one of the bugs I found, or someone else told me about, but is still in this particular version, is the volume here. So if I pull this all the way down, you'll see the icon is fine. And now it just went to a line through it. Now if I use, you'll see it's kind of sticking, and then if I use the volume down, now it works right. Sometimes scrolling, it works okay. I pull down, it doesn't work, then it works. So there's some delay there and some weirdness going on with it. So I'm not sure what that's about. And then one of the other things that I forgot to mention that they updated with this particular one was with beta 3 and beta 4, it was found that they disabled the lightning port after 7 days for security reasons. So if you haven't plugged anything into it after 7 days, it will require your password and it will re-enable it. It's something you probably won't ever see, but it's in the security going in the background just in case. That way you can't get hacked through the lightning port. Now, there are a few of you that said you had some issues as well, but before I talk about that, I wanted to show you my battery. Battery's been pretty good. Now, I've been using different mail apps, trying them out, and this has made a big difference. So I went back to the standard Apple Mail. I've tried a bunch of them. I'll be doing a follow-up video on those, but because of that, my battery took a little bit of a hit today. We'll wait for this to load here. And you'll see my health is at 100%. Now, a lot of you have been asking me, what if it's at 99 or 92? Or this is in beta still, so disregard it right now unless you're way down there and it's telling you you're not in peak performance and you need your battery replaced. I would take it with a grain of salt and just kind of ignore it for now as long as your phone is working okay. Now you can see here, Mail used up 11% of my battery due to background activity. And if I scroll down here, I'm doing all right. I have 5 hours and 26 minutes of usage, 12 hours and 47 minutes of standby, and I currently have 49% battery left. So it's doing okay, and that seems to be pretty excellent battery life. It was unplugged this morning at 6:30 or so a.m., and it's now 7:17 p.m. So that's pretty accurate, 12 hours and 47 minutes. It's been on for, but I've used it for 5 hours and 26 minutes. So it's doing really well. I get really good battery life with these betas. Beta 3 I did as well, and this one's doing just fine. Now, quite a few of you responded to my poll on Twitter and on YouTube. Let's take a look at Twitter first. Now, this poll was posted some time ago, but it still has 14 hours and 1 minute left. There were 368 votes so far. It's still ongoing, and I asked how it's been for you, and 43% of you said it was great, 13% said terrible, and 44% said okay, but some bugs. And we're still seeing this pretty consistently between different betas as far as the bugs go. Let's scroll down and take a look at what some of you had to say. You'll see here it says I'm still on 11.2, so there's a bug. When he plays music on the lock screen, you may want to update to 11.3 at least, or 3.1. Stutters on the home screen, still present on my 8 Plus. I noticed that on the iPad and occasionally on the 10 as well. There's also a bug here, I guess. Let's take a look. The Note will crash when you try to unlock it if it's locked. That's a consistent bug people are seeing, and that hasn't been fixed on this beta. Pretty great, smooth performance. I haven't encountered any bugs in my time using it. It's been great so far. Only bug found is this pesky spider. I'm on a 6 Plus, and it's great so far, except the little bugs here and there, like notification bug, where it kept repeating the same notification. Battery life great than before, but I think I need a battery replacement. It's good for me. Some people were having freezing on their iPhone 7, but overall good. Really smooth on the iPhone SE, and some people having it lock up on the 8 Plus as well and be a little stuttery. Let's take a look at what you said on YouTube. Now you can vote on both of these. Very consistent results, but this one has 1.2K votes or 1,200 votes, and 9 hours ago is when I posted it. 34% of you said great, 14% terrible, and 52% said okay, but still some bugs. So still pretty buggy considering that we're on the 4th beta. We may see a few more. I'll talk about that in a moment. Let's scroll down here. Now you said this was terrible. I install iPhone 10 iOS beta 11.4 beta 4, want to install 11.3 original. So how can I do that? You actually have to, you can't just delete your beta profile since it's been terrible. You actually have to use iTunes and use that to restore your phone back. You can't do it just on the phone, unfortunately. Okay, but still some bugs. iPhone 10, battery drain terrible, 6C plus, I'm assuming you mean 6S plus. It's been good on the iPhone 10. I had some slowdowns on beta 3, but beta 4 seems to have fixed it. For me, beta 4 has been really fast as well. The scrolling is really quick. Everything is moving much faster than it was before. 6 Plus, and it's great so far, except the little bugs here and there. I have an iPhone 5S and SE. They both run well. That's good to hear. Let's see, battery life doesn't seem to be as good as 11.3 on my iPhone 10. iPhone 10, there's a bug about the screen light. Battery life is really bad so far. I'd be curious to know what phone that is. Okay, same lock bug. We saw that in the Twitter there. iPhone 6, okay, but still some bugs. Better than the last beta. Good on the 6S Plus, but some bugs. Seems slightly worse than beta 3 as far as battery life. Good so far. iPhone 8 Plus. Okay, but some bugs on SE. So it looks like it's pretty decent as far as battery life overall for most people, but you've still got all these little stuttering bugs and things all over. Hopefully that clears up, but make sure you report them in the feedback app. That helps them prioritize which ones are most important and what people are having. So if you're having a lot of stuttering across the screen, the display, that notes bug that you reported, make sure you report that, and they use that feedback app to figure out what to fix next. Now, as far as using this, it seems to be okay for me. I don't really have too many issues with it, but like I said, occasionally there'll be some weird bugs. I haven't had it crash or reboot or anything like that right now. So it's being stable for me overall, and the battery's decent. So I think we'll see the next beta based off this current calendar. If they're doing weekly betas now, we might see beta 5 or the Gold Master on the 14th or the 21st. It's hard to say at this point, and it's hard to say if they're going to do a final release before WWDC in June, but we don't really know that yet. We'll have to wait and see. It depends how many betas they plan to do. So they've done up to 7 before on previous versions of iOS, so it's hard to say exactly what they're doing, and they need to get things right like iMessage and iCloud that's in here, so it's working well for me. So that's it for this beta. Let me know what you think in the comments below. If you'd like to get your hands on the wallpaper, I'll leave it in the description like I always do. Thanks again to Cameron and Connor for sending that one along. And if you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe and like. As always, thanks for watching. This is Aaron. I'll see you next time.